everyone. Sorry it's been so long since my last tarot reading for you guys, but I thought I'd go ahead and make another one today. It's a nice day, it's the weekend, I have the time. I also just wanted to thank everyone for continuing to support me and the work that I do. I've just felt so much love and connection and, well, gratitude for all of you. So thanks again. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Okay. So Lovers reversed. We're making new choices for ourselves. Lovers is such a provocative looking card, but one of the primary themes is actually about choice, and I feel like this is an energy that's in progress. So we're making new choices for ourselves, and maybe we're even feeling a bit empowered through those choices. So there is also a need to really listen in, and sometimes, and I know there's an energy person that I love, Lee Harris, who talks about surrender, and I feel like that theme is coming up here. So it's going to be really important to listen in to what we know intuitively and on a deeper level, and really, it may be about surrendering to circumstances. So it's excellent that we're making good choices for ourselves, but I'm also just seeing that there might be a little bit of holding on too tight maybe to the outcome. Maybe that's what I'm getting. This is an energy that speaks to kind of like wanting control and feeling like the only way to get it is to hold on really tightly to something. So whether that's like seeing to every detail of a situation that's still beyond us or beyond our control, or literally holding on tightly to something we own, or shutting other people out in some way, holding on to our time. God, I know what that's about. I have absolutely been there. So yeah, so the way this reads is that it's just going to be really important to listen into our wiser, fuller, divine knowing selves, and we may have to let go of certain outcomes, or even the ways in which those outcomes are going to come about. They might still come about, the things that we desire or that sense of security that we're needing. There's actually a greater chance of finding that through our wisdom and kind of letting that carry us, letting that kind of anchor or ground us as needed. So that's one message. It's also going to be really important to, and it may be about having to be inventive about how we care for each other and for ourselves. This is a very nourishing Earth Mother kind of energy. It is literally the Earth element, Queen of Pentacles. She's on her head here. And then Knight of Swords, also on its head. Swords is air, which relates to the mind. This energy in particular is very strategic, so there can be a lot of running around trying to make things happen, trying to problem solve. And yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but here it may be a little bit chaotic. I feel like these two together, reversed this way, it may be also that it's going to be important for us to conserve our energy, our resources, and find new ways to ground ourselves, find new ways to really, as opposed to feeling scattered and uprooted, and just letting that feeling hold sway, finding new ways to actually tap into this energy, which can be actually constructive energy. And, whether that means, what I'm getting actually is there may be a need to hold back in some way and just, maybe it's about taking care of us first, and then being mindful and being creative in terms of how we use our nurturing, how we care for ourselves and for those around us. I think maybe part of it is we need to recognize when we're feeling scattered and maybe tend to ourselves first and foremost, and then from there we'll be able to problem solve, and from there we'll be able to maybe tap into what the people around us that we love and care about are needing as well. So yeah, this is a really interesting reading. To recap, we're making some important choices for ourselves, but I think there is this message of needing to let go of certain outcomes, hold back when we need to hold back, and really maybe tend to ourselves first and foremost. And maybe it's even about trusting that the people around us can indeed take care of themselves, so there's that as well. So conserving our energy and then using it constructively, because this energy can also be constructive. It can be, it's like thinking on your feet. It's being in the moment, but also moving very quickly. So it may be that we need to slow down, tend to ourselves before we find our get up and go energy again. Maybe that's what it is. So yeah, once again, we're making some really good choices for ourselves. We're going to need to let go of certain outcomes, but really trust our higher wisdom to guide us. And put ourselves first, so when we're feeling scattered, when we feel like we're in scattered situations, find ways to ground, to anchor, to really tap into the things that feed us. I know that my collective reading on YouTube is about finding the people in our lives that nourish us, that feed us. So in that same spirit, tapping into the things. So whether it's enjoying a good meal or taking like a 5-minute time out from the rest of life or taking a nap, ways that are very tangible in which we can nourish ourselves and care for ourselves. And then from there, from that grounded place, maybe it's also that we will have that broader capacity to get back into this problem solving mode and really then as we take care of ourselves first, then we can kind of meet people where they are, So, hope this is making sense. It's an interesting kind of twisty-turny message and, oh yeah, twisty-turny way of reading. Speaking of, this energy is all about making things work and life balance, that energy of, it may be that we feel like we either have a lot on our plate or we're just having to juggle a lot. We're having to kind of make it all fit together. And, and again, it's earth energy. So finding these practical in the moment solutions to the things that life throws at us. That's some of what I'm getting. And yeah, that goes right back to just making sure that we have what we need first and foremost, and that in turn kind of stokes our fires are the words that are coming to me. It allows us to go forward and kind of, be our best or most alert versions of ourselves as we navigate the rest of life. Yeah, I do feel like we are very actively working on ourselves and our life situations, and that goes right back to making empowered choices for ourselves. Yeah, and there's a lot. It's like there's a lot of emotional ups and downs. I am absolutely feeling that in my own life. There's a feeling of having to let go of things, and I do feel like it's the very energy that makes us want to hold on so tightly, right? You know, because we know, our wiser selves know that it really is time to let go of certain things, certain people, situations, what have you, whatever that energy is. This energy that I'm seeing, which is on its head, here we have cups, which are water. So that always speaks to the emotional undercurrent of things and that psychic intuitive knowing. This is an energy of letting go. It's an energy of going through shifts and changes and kind of having to navigate those, grieve certain losses before we can get our balance back, which is what these two cups over here are about, so when we lose ourselves in that sadness, it's hard to have any sense of balance. It's hard to really see these clearly, because we're focused on what we've lost. But the way this reads to me is that these are losses we're already in the process of navigating as we actively work on ourselves and our lives. This is another very constructive energy. Which, yeah, I feel like something that I'm picking up on in this reading too is that we're taking on a lot, we're navigating a lot, and we're making it work for ourselves. There's just a few patterns that we may fall into that are not as nourishing or as life-giving that we could maybe afford to kind of move around, and that's this energy here. But overall, I do feel like 8 also. So we have Earth here. Again, that really practical energy, I feel like, is what's driving this reading. How to make the practical choice, how to nourish ourselves practically, how to give of our time and energy, but practically in such a way where we feel like we get back what we need to. So this is more of that practical energy, and this is an energy that's about learning by way of experiencing and doing. And this is an apprentice figure here. So with 8 being the number of achievement, it's like, again, we're working on these structures that make up our lives. We're working on that. We're working on sense of self and how to feel that much more satisfied in the moment with where we are and what we're dealing with, even if it's just, okay, this situation is a little crazy making and I need to step back, but I'm happy with the choice that I made to step back. That goes right back to this Lover's energy reverse. So this making of choices is in progress. And again, we're working on ourselves. So we're allowing ourselves to grieve some of the things that we've lost, or even just accept that there's a lot that's shifting and changing right now that's a little beyond our control, and overall, we really are in the spirit of learning and accepting and understanding and moving forward with our lives. So that is really beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pull maybe just 1 or 2 more cards, see if there's any additional information that's helpful for us. So it's also all about the balance. Here we have King of Cups. So kings are air, even as this is a king of water. So he's balancing both air, intellect, and water, emotions. And that feels very fitting with these times, fitting with what I'm seeing in this card here, with balance. what I'm seeing here with balance, once again, we're navigating a lot, and I do feel like we're learning, I feel like we're really learning how to hold it together in new ways. This is a very, it's a tempered, energy. This king has the ability to be diplomatic. That's also a very air thing, because again, air speaks to the mind and how we articulate ourselves, how we get what we want, and also how we communicate the situation to others, so there's that aspect of diplomacy with air, and also how we navigate our emotional reality. So again, he's holding that cup, how we know what we know on deeper levels, and then how we communicate what we need to communicate, how we keep our emotions in check. Almost sounds like a negative thing, but what I mean is how we hold ourselves, how we carry ourselves. I feel like this is a message to really maybe honor the things that we carry, and also remember our grace, remember our ability to hold everything together, hold all of these energies together, and still kind of like either rise above or be a part of in a way that allows us to feel ease or calm or centered within ourselves. This is a very centered energy. Maybe that's what I'm getting. So whereas we're navigating a lot of stuff, right? And we're trying to hold it all together and kind of keep that balance going. This is that same theme of balance, but also to recognize our needs and our desires and our emotional realities, and also to kind of hold our heads high at the same time, to be able to navigate the world and the life situations around us, the people around us, and really just hold our grace, hold our calm, hold that centeredness that really, I feel like that really allows life to run that much more smoothly. So, yeah, and also, I am just getting that additional little message with that catchphrase that comes up so often too for me. We've got this, so we've got this. This is energy that we are already experiencing, and I feel like this is just a message to hold this in our mind's eye and kind of allow it to be that much more front and center as we navigate all the things that we're navigating in our lives. So I hope that this reading has been helpful. Once again, I thank you so much for all the love and all the support that you've given me and the work that I do. And I hope that this reading finds you well. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.